Now for the big dog, number 3. We're going to remove and replace the hard drive. Remember earlier, I removed the screw from the top of the drive cage. There's a tiny screw there, and just remove it. Okay, that's number 1. Now it gets a little trickier. Number 2, on the left side, this is the same computer that you have over there. There's a little lever, the plastic lever, that locks the drive cage in place. So we have to pull that out. Pull it with your finger out. Now gently lift the drive cage up like this. This is a little tricky. Lift it up. Be careful not to drop it. And then bring it out upside down like this. Now I'm resting it on this copper heatsink on the CPU. Yours is a little different than this, but you can rest it on a heavy component like that. Don't rest it on the motherboard someplace, but on someplace like that. And now I have access to the connectors, and you can see how this fits back on the cage. That's how it goes back. These have to line up and it drops in there. The next step is to remove the 40-pin connector. Now to do that, I would make sure the drive is steady and take both fingers and just jiggle it left and right. Jiggle it left and right. Grab it where I'm grabbing here and jiggle it left and right. Don't pull it from back here. As close to the connector as you can and just jiggle it free. Now you see it's notched. It only goes in one way, and that's why I have this upside down. The next phase, the next step here in this phase is to remove the power connector. And again, I like to grab it this way and just jiggle it a little until it just eases out. A little jiggle to break it free. Now if I take the drive I'm free and I tip it up like this, I see how it's connected. So when I put it back, it's going to go, I do this first and squeeze it on, rest the drive down, take the end connector, lift it so that I can see the notch, and be careful to align the 40 pins. And once I get it gently in place, then I take my fingers and just jiggle it on to feel that it's seated in place, and it is. All right. I'm going to remove it again. I grab it in tight, jiggle it till it comes loose. Okay. Again, jiggle it till it comes loose, and now it's free. Now once you have it off of here, you'll need to set this on a surface someplace, and then take the mounting screws off of the drive, 2 on this side and 2 on this side. That's all you have. Stop. Now that you've replaced the drive in the drive cage, we're going to reassemble it. You put your 4 screws back in the new drive. The old drive has been put aside in our anti-static bag, and you're going to send that to me. And you put it back in the same way that it came out. Make certain, that this is the end. It goes in exactly the same way that it came out, and then I turn it upside down here. And to put it back in, I can do either I feel most comfortable with. I'm going to illustrate by putting in the black connector first. There, it just goes right in nicely. And the power connector. Make sure that it's not upside down, and it just seats in gently. If you have to push it hard and force it, you know there's something wrong. So when you replace the drive cage, I usually like to take this one down and line it up where it's going to go. And you should feel it notch into position. It's notched in. The screw hole lines up perfectly. And if I have a nice magnetized driver, I can just put that in right here. Just finger tight. This screw didn't come out of the unit. As you can see, it's a smaller size. So I'll put the right one back in. Nice having the magnetic driver because you don't want to lose these screws. Okay, finger tight. Okay, now there's a cable strap here. Just kind of holds that down, keeps it tucked out of the way, and you should be good to go. Double check your work. Make sure that everything looks as it did and secured. No loose connections. Now you can close it up, and we're ready for phase 4.